Coming up on the KCRG-TV 9 News at 5:30, a week after a string of deadly storms trampled the Midwest, people are still working to help those to pick up their lives. For one Cedar Rapids man, sustainability is a critical part of his lifestyle. Find out how a backyard contraption is keeping him healthy and full.
Live in high definition from your 24-hour news source. You're watching KCRG-TV 9 News at 5:30.
We're now at 1 week since a string of deadly tornadoes ripped through several Midwest states. 8 people died in the storms, with the tornadoes decimating the town of Washington, Illinois. Washington is a little less than 3 hours away from Cedar Rapids. Experts rated the tornado as an EF4, with the powerful winds reaching speeds between 166 and 200 miles per hour. An estimated 400 homes were damaged or destroyed there. The people affected are now receiving help at a new center that opened on a temporary basis in Washington today. The Multi-Agency Resource Center is staffed by more than 20 local and state agencies. It will stay open to help out victims through Tuesday. An Eastern Iowa 5-year-old is trying to help out these tornado victims. Alex Van Kerkhove wrote a Christmas letter to Santa, asking for Santa to bring toys and yummy treats to storm victims. She's also donating some of her own toys and collecting donations from friends. So far, her father said she's raised more than $400 to try to help the victims.
I have toys more than them and they have none, so I like to help people.
Alex will use the money that she raises to help purchase toys, food, and some other items for the victims in Washington, Illinois. These items will be delivered to the Hope and Love organization on Wednesday. Single-digit cold this morning for all of us in eastern Iowa, and it looks so peaceful, though, on the Vinton City Cam, a live look. The sun's almost completely down, as in many areas. The chill continues. First Alert Storm Team meteorologist Charlene Malin joins us. And how cold will it get tonight?
Well, certainly not as cold as what we saw this morning. In fact, we're expecting temperatures to stay in the teens overnight, although the wind chill values will be dropping back likely into the single digits. Satellite and radar shows we're still seeing a clear sky across all of eastern Iowa, but those clouds will start to roll in tonight. As far as the temperatures are concerned, at Jefferson High School in Cedar Rapids, it's 25 degrees, but that light wind still taking those temperatures down. 22 degrees is what the wind chill is. It feels like 14 degrees in Cedar Falls at Cedar Falls High School, although the air temperature is right at 23 degrees. That's right about where all of us are sitting this evening. Temperatures ranging from about 21 degrees to about 27 at this hour. Decorah reporting a little bit of light snow. I think that might be an error as we're all looking at a clear sky at this hour, but there is some snow on the way for Monday. Could start very late tonight into early Monday morning. Overnight lows right around 18 degrees. We'll let you know how much snow we're expecting coming up in just a few minutes. Chris?
Thank you, Charlene. It's been a very bleak November for one Hiawatha family, out of their home from a fire, dealing with all this cold. Yet some help from a group of school staff members could offer a welcome boost. The Finch family, all 6 of them, lost nearly everything in a fire 2 weeks ago. Flames burned down a handful of trailers in Hiawatha, leaving many without a home. Now the staffers at Hiawatha Elementary School are working to try to help. 3 of their students were impacted by the fire. They've organized a fundraiser at the Pizza Ranch in Cedar Rapids for tomorrow night from 5 until 8.
We have not set a goal just because it's been such a quick turnaround, and so we're hoping we have that place packed, and we hope that there's a lot of people out in the community that are coming out to have good food, but also to support a family in need.
Here's how it should work. 15% of each check would be donated to the family tonight at 10. TV 9's Jill Caspery will talk with the family to find out how they're doing so far and what this could mean to help them out. 1 in 3 American children has lead poisoning. That's according to the Lead Safe America Foundation. Many parents may not even be aware of the dangerous effects lead poisoning can have on kids, like brain development issues, seizures, and even death. Leslie Kung of Cedar Rapids recently learned 2 of her 3 children have lead poisoning. She then reached out to the Lead Safe America Foundation for some help, and today at the Cedar Rapids Public Library, an informational seminar on lead poisoning. The event offered free lead testing for toys and home testing kits.
We just need to get word out that lead hazards are a huge problem and that, any level in the blood is unacceptable.
Lead Safe America, the group hosting today's event, says Iowa leads the nation in percentage of lead-poisoned children. A bacterial infection with some acute side effects is moving quickly through Woodbury County. As of Friday, health officials say 95 cases of shigellosis have been reported. It's a contagious infection that causes diarrhea, fever, and stomach cramps for days. Most of the sick are children. Only one case of shigellosis was reported in all of Woodbury County for last year. What started out as a curiosity in one Cedar Rapids man's mind has turned into a reality in his backyard. It's a structure, he says, can provide food for him year-round, and one that's nearly self-sustaining. KCRG-TV9's Brady Smith shows us how it all works.
I wanted to know how to build a geodesic dome because I think they're kind of cool.
So Calvin Bush started doing some research.
This is that radish.
And after months of watching videos and reading articles, the dome started to take shape. Using materials like 2x4s and solar panels and utilizing his skills as an industrial carpenter, Bush has about $7,000 invested in the project.
It doesn't look like that, but the solar water heater that I have on the outside of it, that's $1,000 for that alone.
Once all of the pieces came together, he bought tanks, filtration equipment, fish, and seeds. He showed us some ready-to-eat marjoram and lettuce.
The water is seeped up through the rocks.
But he can grow just about anything here.
Pineapple, if it grows, you can pretty much grow it year-round, the way I've got it set up.
Here's how it works. The water nourishing the roots of these plants flows into this fish tank filled with blue tilapia. As the fish are fed, they create solid waste, which collects in a nearby tank.
As it's swirling, the solids will go on down to the bottom.
Bush later uses that as fertilizer for the plants.
Everything I grow in here is organic because you can't use chemicals and have fish at the same time.
Completing the process is a tank that scrubs the water for the plants and a solar-powered heating coil that keeps the fish warm. The rest is simply nature at work, and Bush wants to build more domes like this one, possibly turning it into a business.
For a turnkey operation, it'd be a little bit pricey, but for somebody that's a do-it-yourselfer or something, I can cut the kit for them, ship it to them, and you know, I'll even lend them my help. It can be paired up with schools for educational purposes and how things grow, why things grow. There's just so much into it.
He says something like this could not only be a great neighborhood project, but something that could help offset the growing cost of food.
The price of food is just starting to go up a lot. Everything's getting smaller. The prices are going up a little bit, but their quantities are getting so much smaller in the packaging and everything we don't realize.
And Bush isn't done. He's still building onto this spherical circle of life, which will keep providing him with whatever he needs. In Cedar Rapids, Brady Smith, KCRG-TV9 News.
While many eastern Iowans may be looking to travel for Thanksgiving this week, nearly 100 families are celebrating just having the soldiers home. Nearly 100 soldiers from the 833rd Engineer Company were released to their families on Saturday after this tour in Afghanistan. The most welcome news of all the soldiers in the unit who were deployed nearly a year ago returned home safely, no major casualties. This unit had some of the most dangerous operations in a combat zone, including removing physical obstacles and trying to identify and reduce the minefields and the bombs. So welcome home to everybody. Still ahead tonight on TV9, the U.S. and several other world powers have reached a nuclear deal of some historical note with Iran, but not everyone is agreeing with this. And a cornerstone evening in the music industry is upon us. The American Music Awards will air tonight on TV9. Find out who some of the live performers will be next on your 24-hour news source, KCRG TV9.
Live, on air, and online from your 24-hour news source. Chris Earl, meteorologist Charlene Malin, and Josh Christensen Sports. This is the KCRG TV9 News at 5:30.
Iran has agreed to a nuclear deal with the 5 permanent members of the United Nations Security Council, including the U.S. The agreement announced commits Tehran to curb its nuclear weapons development for the next 6 months. The exchanging part here is that limited and gradual relief from the economic sanctions in place. President Obama says the deal is an important first step towards a comprehensive solution on Iran's nuclear program, but not everyone is in agreement. Not surprisingly, Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu called the agreement a historic mistake and saying that he is not bound by it. Some U.S. lawmakers agree, saying this arrangement could give Iran more time to develop a nuclear weapon.
We are very concerned as to whether Iran will live up to even these commitments.
We've trusted the Iranians before, just like the North Koreans, on nuclear issues, and what have we gotten for it?
Officials in Iran say they are not interested in building nuclear weapons. Some of music's biggest stars will take the stage tonight for the American Music Awards, and you can watch it all right here on KCRG-TV 9. The biggest stars in country, rock, rap, and pop will share the stage, competing for high honors. Newcomers Macklemore and Ryan Lewis lead the list of nominees with 6 nominations, including Artist of the Year. Some other artists up for awards include Taylor Swift, Rihanna, Bruno Mars, and Justin Timberlake. Many people are anxious to find out who's going to win.
Justin Timberlake is always a favorite to win Artist of the Year, but he's also nominated with Taylor Swift, who, as we all know, wins everything as well.
Lady Gaga, One Direction, and Miley Cyrus will also perform. Again, Miley Cyrus will perform. The show starts at 7 tonight, and we hope you can stick around tonight afterwards for the KCRG-TV 9 News. At 10, a bizarre day in the NFL. No teams in the NFC North lost or won, but not all of them lost. Josh has highlights still ahead in sports.
And we are on the way to see some snow as we head into Monday. As far as the highs go today, our spotters called the numbers generally in the 20s. Now by tomorrow we will see some 30s, but it's going to be short-lived. We'll have all the details to your forecast coming up next, so stay with KCRG-TV 9.
Now the First Alert forecast with meteorologist Charlene Malin.
Well, we didn't break any records early this morning, but we certainly got close. Here's a look at our low temperatures from earlier in the day. Tama, the single area officially who dropped below 0 at 1 below. We also had some reports from our spotter in Hazleton that they dropped below 0 as well. Most of us in the low single digits, which is just a few degrees away from our records for this time of year. Now, it's been a while since we've seen those single digits, at least for most of us. Waterloo did see a few single digits earlier this month, back on November 12th, but most of us, it's been since March since we've seen temperatures in the single digits, so it has been quite some time. And of course, we are going to be seeing more of those numbers as we head into the winter season. Tipton City Cam, quiet and calm out there, at least where you look for the clouds. The winds aren't calm. In fact, they're picking up from the south anywhere from about 5 to 15 miles an hour. So it feels more like the teens when you factor in those winds for the wind chill values. As far as the temperatures are concerned, still 27 degrees in Iowa City and Tipton, right around 21 degrees for Decorah, 23 from Dubuque into Waterloo, as well as towards Cedar Rapids. Here's the picture across much of the Midwest. Still a clear sky across the state, but we do have some clouds that are going to start to roll in. Some clouds rolling in from the southwest, but also this front that's going to be moving in from the north, and that's going to be the source of some snow heading into your Monday forecast. That cold front is going to start to move its way southward, while we do get some of those winds from the south coming northward. Where we meet in the middle, we're going to be seeing some snow right across eastern Iowa. It does look like the best chance to see totals right around an inch will be right from Waterloo through Dubuque, right around that Highway 20 area, plus or minus a county north and south, seeing those higher totals of around an inch. Most of us seeing much less. Pinpoint Futurecast stopping the clock at 6 a.m. with some of those scattered light snow showers. Those will continue in throughout the day on Monday. By noon, still very light activity out there, and I think it'll taper off into just some flurries by the evening hours. 3 p.m. on Monday, still seeing a few flurries, but then by 6 p.m. looking at quieter conditions, and will stay quiet for much of the week ahead. Your First Alert forecast overnight tonight, generally down into the mid to upper teens for most of us with increasing clouds. Southwest winds will stay a bit on the breezier side, 10 to 15 miles an hour, so it'll feel more like the single digits by early tomorrow morning. Afternoon highs close to freezing. That's still a good 10 degrees or so below our seasonal averages, right around 33 degrees for Cedar Rapids. Chance of some light snow throughout the day. It's not going to be anything substantial, but some areas, especially right around Highway 20, could pick up around an inch of accumulation by the end of the day. Even though we're expecting highs in the 30s, it certainly won't feel like it. In fact, your wind chill forecast does put those temperatures in the low teens early on. In fact, I think a lot of us will actually slip into the single digits for your wind chill values early on. And then by the afternoon, we're still going to feel like the 20s as those winds do stay with us. As we head into your travel forecast for Thanksgiving, we do look at a quiet week ahead, although the temperatures are going to stay on the cold side. We do bounce back to right around freezing for Thanksgiving and stay in the 30s for the rest of the week. But leading up to it, some chilly conditions, and make sure you bundle up if you're heading out on Black Friday, because it looks cold then as well.
But still not as dramatically cold as we've seen, so you don't need to get like 7 pieces of pumpkin pie to coat the inside to stay warm for that.
But you may want to to anyway.
Right, well,
it's good.
of course, yeah. Who needs it if it's just 3 degrees or 33? Thanks, Charlene. Josh joins us with sports. Showdown in women's basketball between the Panthers and Hawkeyes today.
That's right. Hawkeyes coming off a loss, but you and I actually kept this one pretty close out at the McLeod Center. We'll have highlights of that game coming up next on your 24-hour news source, KCRG-TV 9.